When we talk to you about creating, most of you acknowledge that what we're talking about is you using your brain to choose objects of attention to flow energy. That's what creating is. But your brain is not the only part of your body that transmits and receives energy. Every cell of your body is doing that. You have millions of little brains in your body, all purposeful as you as a larger body are purposeful. In the same way that your earth has been pre-programmed, so to speak, or pre-intended to continue to spin in its orbit, the cells of your body have been pre-programmed or pre-intended to do their thing. And each cell knows exactly what it is to do in order to maintain the perfect continuity of your physical body. So the way it works is the cells vibrationally ask for what they need in order to maintain this perfect continuity. They talk to each other, and they talk to non-physical energy, and this is what you call life force. So the cells ask, and non-physical answers. The cells ask, and non-physical answers. Now, while this perfect energy flow process is taking place, if you as the captain of your ship, so to speak, are basking, if you're applauding, if you're acknowledging positive aspects, if you're vibrationally in sync with who you really are, then as the cells ask and non-physical answers, all is well. There's no resistance, and the communication between the non-physical energy and the cells is perfect, and the communication between the cells to one another is perfect, and your body thrives. But if when the cells are asking and non-physical is answering, if you're worried about something, if you're mad at your sister, if you're angry about something, or frustrated about something, or fearful about something, then as the cells are asking and non-physical is answering, you are sending out an electrical charge that is short-circuiting everything, so that the communication of well-being is not allowed. And under those conditions, initially you just don't feel good. That's what negative emotion is. Eventually you would have pain or illness or some sort of physical deficiency as a result of the break in that communication. The cells know exactly what their natural state of being is. So if you're sitting next to somebody who's sniveling and dripping with some virus of some kind, and they're sort of coughing it into your experience so that it's being introduced into your system, when the intruder of not well-being enters your system, the cells of your body recognize it immediately. And in the moment that they recognize it, they begin asking for exactly what they need, and they begin communicating to the other cells of your body in order to help your body maintain its perfect balance. Now, if when that happens, if you're basking and appreciating, if you are in the state of allowing, then you are unaware of what's going on, but your body keeps itself in perfect balance. So even though you've been touched with this potentially heavy flu bug or whatever it is, you don't know it. But now let's say that while you're sitting next to this person and you see him coughing and sneezing, that you start worrying about what he's going to give you. So now, as the cells are asking and non-physical is answering, now in your worry, in your aggravation, in your tensing against him, you're sending out an electrical circuit that does not allow your body to do what it would do in order to bring you back into balance. As you understand the circuitry of your body and you allow it to be, you will always be in a state of thriving. When you are connected to your non-physical energy, all is well with you. And so let's say a little virus touches you, and in this case you would recognize it as a negative thought. As it touches you, if you crumble under it, if you start attacking it, in other words, if you acknowledge it in any great fashion, then you add power to it, and more importantly, you disconnect from the energy that could allow you to stay in balance. But if you are able to feel it on a conscious level, in the same way that the cells at your unconscious level, but their conscious level, felt the intrusion of the virus, if you're able to feel the negative thought touch you, and you identify, I'm out of sync with who I am, what is it that I'm wanting here, and you turn your attention to what you do want and why you do want it. In the same way that the cells can correct their balance instantly, so can you. And the balance of the being, whether you're talking about the balance of your cells or whether you're talking about how well your overall life is going relative to money, finances, love, relationships, and your physical well-being as you consciously acknowledge it, how well it all goes has to do with how sensitive you are to the energy flow. Because the way I feel is my indicator of all of this, and then you look deliberately for things to feel good about, then everything in your life clicks into place. In the same way that your body can generate the antibodies that keep you in balance, you generate all levels of antibodies to keep you in balance. If you see something that you do not want, and you acknowledge that you do not want it, and you push against it, and you talk about it, or even if you say, well, I won't talk about it because I will be criticized, I'll just think about it privately, still you continue to flow your energy to it. And that, but if when you see it, you acknowledge that you don't want it, and more importantly, you acknowledge what you do want, and then you turn your attention toward what you do want, more predominantly than pushing against what you don't want, soon what you do want will be your dominant point of attraction rather than what you don't want. Stop, identify it, write it down in fact, and then, and as you are acknowledging what you don't want, feel the eruption of what you do want coming out of it. In other words, you always know what you do want when you are able to identify what you don't want. The contrast always helps you in that way. For as long as it takes, concentrate upon what you do want and talk about why you want it, envision it, imagine it, until you feel your energy shift, which is to say, until you feel better.